Hey, it's Tuesday evening. Dandemonium Podcast Practice Episode Continuation Series Episode 3492.26. Just checking in. It's been a while. I actually have some things I'm writing down. I'm trying to come up with more polished episodes for my babies out in podcast land. I don't even have a name, but still working on the artwork, still trying to get some mics in here, still trying to set up a space. I'm in the garage right now, so you might hear a little bit of echo. So I do apologize in advance once again for any poor audio sounds. That is raw, spontaneous, and delightful. Thank you for tuning in. Oh shit, that's a great start. So like I said, I'm trying to come up with some more polished episodes, so I'm not going to touch on certain things that I kind of have started writing down to elaborate on some more thoughts. But yeah, how you fuckbags doing out there in podcast land? Fucking Fredo's, what is that? You hear in the news? Fredo? What, Chris Cuomo from CNN? This shit, dude, the world is becoming too surreal. It's like every day you wake up, there's some news that's like, oh my God, I didn't think we could get more obscure from the previous day or last month, or, you know, there's certain tragedies going on that's been a long time now. I mean, we're to a point, it's actually been such a long time, we're to a point, I'm not going to say that we're numb to it, because none of us are ever numb to the deaths of multiple people in any given space, like based off one whack job fucking weirdo that just decides to go crazy. It's surreal. This shit is so real. But not even focusing on the tragedy end of things. And I think there was just another shootout with a police officer somewhere and some other suspect. I don't know. I don't even know the details, but it's almost not even like, it's to a point where it's not every day. Sometimes it's twice a day. Sometimes there's headline breaking fucking news every like 15 minutes. This shit is crazy. So yeah, and Chris Cuomo, if that's how you even say his name, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. But I've always kind of considered myself an Italian American, right? Because that's just, I've been told, that's what I am, primarily Italian, German. I was born in America. I've just considered myself American, but I think it's also good to recognize your ancestry and or kind of look into that if you're so inclined. But, you know, it really makes no difference to me. But anyways, being an, air quotes, Italian American and growing up as such, like, I was never called a Fredo. Like, I've never heard the term Fredo. This guy might be 15, maybe 20 years older than me, right? So if he's approaching his 60s, he looks like he's maybe 50, early, mid-50s, right? So he's not that much older, and this dude goes off because he is offended by being called Fredo, which is apparently a very low fucking totem pole in the mob godfather story. And just the punk bitch of the story. I don't even know. I don't know if I saw that episode. I don't recognize the name. I don't recognize the reference. I don't, so whatever. But it's a top news story. Boom. The president tweets about it. Fucking, it's all over, obviously, CNN. He's a part of CNN. Whoever released the video, who was taking the video of him going off. What does he say? Like, I'll throw you down the fucking stairs or something like that. This shit is surreal, folks. Surreal. Honestly, when you get to a point where I'm almost numb to the fact that I can wake up in the morning, look on social media, look on the news, and there's going to be a fucked up story. But I'm starting to get to a point where the level of shock is diminishing with each story. It's so sensational. It's so frequent. It's so in your face on a daily basis that it's sad. It's not just surreal. It's sad. You know, and what do? Nobody has the answers. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, political figure, Joe Schmo walking down the street, some fucking news anchor, comedy personality, late night TV show host, Game of Thrones superstar. I don't give a fuck who the hell you are. Nobody has the damn answers. Right, and in my opinion, I think and I've thought this for a long time, it's nothing new, but it's a stage. It's become a stage. So not only is there a sense of desensitization out there with the frequency and the substantialness of the tragedies, the news, we got pedophile rings. We have fucking high profile figures and names linked to pedophile rings. Right? We have drug crises. We have suicide crises. We got veteran problems. We got food industry problems of garbage. We're being pumped crap, garbage. We have environmental issues we have to deal with. There is so much shit to deal with. I honestly think that we are beyond a level and scope of anything that we can think of. At least on an individual basis, there's no way you have the answers, motherfucker. There's no way. It's too much shit for... I don't care if you're Elon Musk. You don't have the answers. He's got answers, right? His answers is, I'm going to figure out a way to colonize Mars. I'm going to jump ship from this dying planet because we can't all get together and work on a common fucking goal. We can't do that nationwide, right? So forget doing that on an international level. There's too many different beliefs, too many different systems. I'm not saying that we should all be one currency, one language, one world. I mean, that's boring as shit. Some of the greatest influence on the world and planet Earth, because we got to think about it as a global, almost galactical scale now. It's not just the world. It's not just the United States. It's not just the continents. It's not just the world. It's the planet. It's planet Earth and humanity, really. So if you're one of the smartest men alive and you're like, how do we fix some of these problems? Well, I got a solar solution for you. I got a primary, just not even primary, but very temporary, not primary, but temporary solution for your vehicles. I'll build an electric vehicle. But what's my main goal? We got to get the fuck out of here. We got to go to Mars, everybody. Not only am I working on trying to integrate technology and expanding your bandwidth of the human brain, but I'm looking to get the fuck out of here. We need to colonize Mars. How are we going to do it? How are we going to bring billions, tons of equipment that it's going to take to, what do they call it? Is it terraform? Fucking build up a self-sustainable living environment that would sustain the environment. So shelter, you go to any planet. Well, I'm not going to get into that because I'm going to start talking about the sci-fi show and some planets and theories and stuff like that. But right now it's all about the news and the craziness of the news, and I'm not planning on talking about very many politics, but it's going to come up. It's going to come up because this shit is surreal. Surreal. What's going to happen tomorrow? Well, tomorrow's a Wednesday, God, I'm not even going to say it. But school session is back, and I pray for whatever it's worth that every fucking school gets the peace that it deserves and that it should have in a learning environment for children, for God's sakes. Like, if there is one safe place, right? If there should be one safe place for human beings to be in, like schools, it's just sad. It's sad and it's surreal. And then you see because of the whole Epstein bullshit, for now, I'll air quote the conspiracy theorist, theories on the whole situation. But other things are floating around the internet, and social media. It could not only be a source to find the information or find information about what's going on, but it could also be a fuel, right? So if there's something going on that's saying, politically, this is what's going on, so we're looking to plug the news feeds with something horrific. And if that's the theory, if that's what's truly going on, that a plan would be something very horrific to go on to flood the news systems so stories get drowned out and forgot about. I think we're way beyond that. I think that's a ridiculous kind of theory, and I hope to God it's not true, because that is surreal and it's sad. And if that's what high-profile individuals, and if that's what humanity has come down to save your own ass because you got a fucking reputation and you create catastrophe and chaos in discourse in human nature and society, then you need to go straight to hell. That much discourse and whatever. I'm not going to get into it because people will be like, well, this person is doing this. And then the next person will be like, well, this person is doing this. So if we're going to compare, no, it's humanity. Humanity is flawed. And it's those extreme flaws in those, okay, I'm just listening to Joe Rogan and Tom Papa, right? And they're talking, there was one of the parts where they were talking about the recent catastrophes and shootings and deaths, and then, on a number scale, and this is not to discredit any of the craziness or lack of sympathy for victims because lives have been shattered. But to look at the number of scale, how many amphitheaters, how many theaters, how many bars, how many clubs, small clubs, private clubs, big clubs, city clubs, just concerts and all that stuff. We're safe. We're safe from crazy fucking assholes going out and doing something completely insane. Right? Millions, billions of people were out, and millions and billions of people did not get affected. But there's a certain number that did get affected, and that's tragic. That shit does not go unrecognized. Not only that, we all want fucking answers to this shit because it's not right. It hits the hearts of so many, and it's so in your face that it's just crazy. It's surreal and it's sad. So I think that's pretty much it. I was just trying to do another practice. I didn't think that I was going to get into the whole news thing, but I got some more things that, I don't know. We can just hope that there's something that will come down to finding real changes to real problems, right? Because you can spout off as a politician and say, hey, I got the answer for this. Hey, I got the answer for that. Hey, this is why you should vote for me. Go me. Fucking, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So what would it take? What would it take for real fucking change? First off, if we focus on a national level, right? Real change. Hey, we're doing good things. Let's do it nationally first. Let's the world catch on. America is a great country. There's a lot of things that were, great things and the bad things as well as great things that were, that surround the whole history of the United States. But for the most part, it's been pretty damn good. I mean, we've led a lot of different aspects at certain points of time. And I don't want all your fucking, we were the leaders of space between blah, blah, blah to 1952, but then we fell off. I don't care about all the details, right? It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is the state of human nature and environmental nature currently. It's surreal, it's sad, and there's nothing, in my opinion, right now that I'm seeing that anybody can fucking do about it. Like I said, even Elon Musk is looking to colonize Mars. I saw something on YouTube, which was a video, and I thought it was going to be based off the headline. It seemed like it was going to be way more informative than what the headline projected. But I watched it. It's nothing that I haven't really heard before except specific dates where Elon Musk would plan to be able to start landing on Mars and start colonizing on Mars within 2 years would be the plan. So if it happens within 4 years, that might be more the realistic plan. But we're talking 2023, 2024. We have other entrepreneurs. Bezos and Amazon is coming out with his orbit or whatever the hell the name is. There's a few other ones that are working on other satellite, and Virgin is looking to, do those space trips and stuff like that. So it's here, folks. It's in your face. If you've been paying attention, if you've seen some of the advancements, and these are only the advancements that we're being told, but the advancements through AI technology. I saw another video on YouTube that was the... Sorry, I didn't expect to actually talk this long. I haven't had anything to drink. I'm starting to feel a little hoarse. Hold on, excuse me real quick. I'm going to pause it. All right, I'm back. The magic of the pause button. But anyways, I think I was at AI technology, and I saw something on YouTube that was a compilation of videos of some of the strangest things. It was like 5 different cases where AI robots like Sophia, and honestly, all the other ones I've never even heard of before. But this was creepy, and some of the answers, and human nature likes to perceive that as a bit of sarcasm, but when you try and comprehend the level of thought and sarcasm that is, if it is sarcasm, it was talking about destruction of the world sort of thing. If I could take over, they're talking about the singularity. And I've heard, this is so crazy. There was another guy, I got to get the name. I will try to follow up with you if I think of it. Probably on another sci-fi AI PodSCAT. But there was another person that is in the AI technology in China, and he is, I believe, an American. I can't recall his name. He's a weird-looking hippie-like dude with a funky hat. But some of this, you got to hear the podcast, folks. Listen to these people that are honestly out there in the thicket. They are in the industry. These are leaders of the industry, of top technology. This is not stuff that you are normally exposed to. This is information that is going on. These are things you are typically not told about. And if it was 100%, I just burped there. I'm sorry if you heard that. But if these are things that you don't normally, these are normal things you don't hear about because there's so much sadness and surrealness in the everyday world that there's no time for it and there's no room for it anymore. The real stuff, the technology, the shit to potentially advance, to truly advance humanitarian efforts and use these technologies in ways that can harvest a greater good for humanity, I think is being neglected because there's too much bullshit sensationalism out there. It's literally clouding the news, clouding the fucking everything, clouding people's heads, wasting your time, clouding your time. It's ridiculous. So the whole point of this PodSCAT was apparently news, a little bit of current events and the bullshit that I've seen on social media, not getting into details. I like to talk about life. There's a certain piece in generalities that allows you to explore not specific events, but there's whys, there's wonders, there's curiosities on the surrealism. And when you try and encapsulate all these things into a bigger, the greater idea, just the bigger scope of things, it's, I don't know. You just tend to think about things, I think, in a little bit different spectrum than all the shit that you read and see and all that. So, anyways, have fun. Enjoy your Tuesday. Tomorrow's hump day. and glad to be back. And we will come up with some more polished audio very soon and more topics. I'll stay on focused. I'll create some editing. It will sound a lot better. And I again can't stress that enough. It will get better. Thank you for listening. Hope you had a good time and learned something and expand your mind. Keep going. Kick ass tomorrow. Walk in tomorrow like a boss and kick everybody's ass. Not literally. Just let them know who's the boss. You are. Dandemonium Podcast Practice Episode Continuation 3.56924. I'm out.